Well, hello to my Sunday school friends. It is really good to see you. I hope you are well. I hope you remember that Sunday school has started again in the two churches of the Tomorrow River Lutheran Parish. You can come to Sunday school at 9 o'clock at the Peace Church or 9:30 at the Nelsonville Church. It's going to be the same lesson in each church, so you can go back and forth, so you can make new friends, or if your family has a fence that you have to schedule around, you can come to the one that makes the most sense for your family. So they're going to be talking in Sunday school, they're going to be talking about the life of Jesus, right from the beginning to the end, going through the whole thing, so you learn all those big stories. We're going to keep talking about the Old Testament stories in these videos. And where we left off, remember, we're following Elijah. Now remember, Elijah was God's prophet. That Elijah had gone to King Ahab, a very wicked king of the northern kingdom of Israel, and said to him that God would not let it rain until Elijah said so. No rain and no dew. And then Elijah had gone away, and Ahab had laughed for a while until it stopped raining, until there stopped being dew. And for a while, Elijah hid by a little creek in the wilderness, and ravens would bring him bread and meat every day. And when that creek dried up, we talked last week about how Elijah left Israel and went to Zarephath, a city outside Israel, where God had a widow and her son appointed to provide for Elijah. And so the three of them lived together, and Elijah stayed there, and God made a miracle happen every day there, that the little bit of meal, the little bit of flour that they had, and the little bit of oil that they had, not petroleum, cooking oil, would multiply every day so they could eat all they needed. God kept them alive miraculously. And 3 years passed. I don't know, if it was 1 year by the creek and 2 years with the widow at Zarephath. I don't know. But more than 3 years passed. And then finally God said to Elijah, "Get up. I'm going to make it rain. Go see Ahab." So Elijah did exactly that. Now, meanwhile, in Israel, things had gotten just terrible. There had been no rain for 3 years. The crop, you can't grow anything with no rain, so that the fields were desolate and the hillsides were stripped of grass and bare. It was just an awful place. And everyone was looking everywhere for just a little bit of food or a little bit of grass or water to feed their animals. And Ahab was looking for grass and for water. He was also looking for Elijah. He sent messengers to all of the kingdoms surrounding Israel. Find Elijah. We need Elijah to get rid of this drought. Now, Ahab had a servant named Obadiah, and Obadiah was a good guy. Obadiah actually protected some of God's servants from Ahab. He managed to hide about 100 of God's servants from Ahab. He fed them, and he made sure they had stuff to drink. He hid them away in caves so that Ahab couldn't hurt them when he was in a wrath, a rage about this punishment that God had brought to Israel because of Ahab's own sins. So Obadiah was a pretty good guy. And one day Ahab said to Obadiah, let's go different directions. Let's split up. I'll go this way, you go that way, and we got to find some land that has some grass, some water for the animals, or they'll all die. So Obadiah set out, and he hadn't gone very far when he found a man in a camel hair coat and a leather belt, and he knew it was Elijah. He fell on his face before the prophet, and Elijah said, get up, go tell the king that I'm here." And Obadiah said, "Why would you do this to me? For years the king's been looking for you. And if I go to him now and say that I found you, and then the Spirit of God takes you somewhere else, I don't know where, I won't know where, Ahab is going to kill me. Don't you know that I've tried to be one of the good guys. I protected 100 of God's servants, and why would you do this to me?" And Elijah says to him, calm down. I'm not going to disappear. God has sent me to talk to Ahab, so I'm going to be right here. Go get the king and bring him to me. So Obadiah got up and he ran to King Ahab. And when he found Ahab, he said, I have found Elijah. And Ahab didn't look for water or grass anymore. He came right back with Obadiah to talk to Elijah. And that's where we're going to stop for the day. When they meet, it gets kind of cool. So make sure you tune in next week. You take care, my friend. I hope you are well. I hope you are healthy. And I hope that I see you in Sunday school. Bye-bye.